Hello everyone and welcome back to AustinPlus, and today we are diverting from the traditional DC stuff and we are heading down the Batman franchise, more specifically the Joker, because Batman has faced countless villains throughout the history, but one character that has been inseparable from the Dark Knight himself is the Joker. But what if things had been a bit different? What if the Joker wasn't simply Batman's greatest enemy, but a permanent part of the franchise from the very beginning, influencing every major story, decision, and era? Today, we are exploring how the Batman in, like Robert Pattinson would change if the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, became an even more central figure than he already was, or both of them already are. So without further ado, let's answer what if the Joker was a part of the Batman franchise. To understand this type of Joker's role in this, you have to understand what Joker's role is to Batman as a whole. I am assuming a lot of people do know, but for those who do not, here you go. The Joker is unlike Batman's other villains. Like, while characters like Penguin, Riddler, Bane, Two-Face pursue power, revenge, and control, Joker seeks pure chaos itself. His unpredictability creates a unique challenge for Batman. It also makes Batman's ideas and tactics very hard to use because obviously his unpredictability makes it harder for his solutions to actually work. If Joker were even more permanent fixture of the franchise, especially this one, his influence would extend beyond the individual stories, but become a part of Gotham's identity. A lot of people, when you think Gotham, you think Batman, but when you think Batman, you think Joker. It works as a circle, but this Joker, he was so hell-bent on happiness because of all the shit that he went through. And that, like, remember, the Robert Pattinson one is only a year into it. So if you take out of the Barry Keoghan version of Joker and replace him with this one, you would have probably the two most conflicting characters in the whole of the cinematic universe. I think that is why both of them would work so well together. Maybe give Joker more traditional, like, looks and obviously identity with other sort of rogue gallery members. I do think he would, like, it would definitely be one of the best, like, collaboration slash villainies. Gotham, without a doubt, is defined by chaos. Gotham City is already portrayed as the dangerous, corrupt city, but a Joker-focused franchise with Joaquin Phoenix would push this even further. Citizens would live under the constant threat of random attacks, but also would live under psychological manipulation, because at the end of the Joker film, you see that he starts his own gang or influences. He starts his own, he's influenced people to, like, wear these masks, and the public acts of terror would probably be on an exponential level. Rather than simply fearing crime, Gotham's population would fear uncertainty itself. But the city would increasingly be shaped by Joker's philosophy, because Joker's philosophy is unlike any other version that we've ever seen in any other interpretation. Joker, or Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, is hell-bent. He went through so much in his life, and he just wanted to show people like how he was treated, and obviously that then became a joke to him, and then he used that as power. And in the second film, you can see that he utilizes that sort of power. But I do think this type of Joker would make Robert Pattinson's version change just a tiny bit, because you have to think that this Batman is technically like, he's very fresh to the equation. Batman's mission is built around order, justice, and control. With Joker reappearing in nearly every major conflict, Batman would face a constant test of his moral code. And I think that in itself is a very good like test to Batman, and show how the pressure is basically just to permanently stop Joker, and how he could create much deeper internal struggles. But Batman may become more obsessive, more isolated, and potentially more willing to cross lines that he would normally refuse to cross, because that universe of Robert Pattinson's like thing, that universe is collapsed. It is so far gone that having Joker's presence there with that kind of Joker, and then you still have Penguin and Riddler in the loop of things. Having him in that sense of city or type of Gotham would probably be the biggest testament to this type of Batman. And Joker's presence would also force Batman to continually question whether his methods are actually working, because again, I'll say this again, he is fresh out of the Batcave. He is only just become Batman, so he will consistently question himself. Now, I know these characters haven't been introduced, but I'm going to lean on them now in case they ever do actually succumb to the Batman franchise or Robert Pattinson's version. The effect on that this would have on supporting characters like Alfred, that we already have, Robin, Batgirl, Commissioner Gordon, and Nightwing, would be heavily affected by Joker's constant involvement, because that obsession would get unhealthy. The emotional and physical consequences of Joker's actions would likely create a lasting trauma throughout Batman's inner circle. His relationships, we saw that crime had a very big impact on Selina Kyle and his relationship, which is obviously a very key thing in the whole of Batman. But relationships would become strained as allies question whether Batman's refusal to kill Joker causes more harm than good. Now, in the Titans universe, and I don't know if anyone's watched this, Batman at the end, he did finally cross the line, then retire. He did kill Joker, and he obviously then stopped being Batman. And that is the darkest version of Batman we've ever seen, but I also very much appreciate it. So this whole franchise of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and the Batman would be solely built around psychological conflict. Now, some people don't want to see that. They want to see the comic accurate, chaos stuff. I love the psychological conflict aspect of it because it feels real. Most superhero stories focus on physical battles, as I just said, but a Joker-centered Batman franchise would focus far more on the psychological warfare. The conflict would become less about stopping crimes and more about protecting identities, beliefs, and mental stability. Joker would consistently challenge Batman's worldview, turning every encounter into an ideology rather than a strength. And that, in a film, is hard to do, but it would be so beneficial. But speaking of the benefits of a Joker-dominated franchise, is that there are clear advantages to having this version of Arthur Fleck Joker in this franchise. His popularity, I think, is probably the most popular version, aside from Jack Nicholson and your typical Mark Hamill, but his popularity attracts audiences, his unpredictability creates tension, and his relationship with Batman probably would generate the most compelling storyline opportunities to date. Joker's presence can elevate the stakes of nearly any plot because audiences understand the danger that he represents. That isn't to say that this franchise doesn't have drawbacks, or the idea doesn't have drawbacks, because relying on this Joker does create risk. Relying on a specific character does create risks, but Gotham contains one of the richest collections of villains in comic book history. Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, Court of Owls, Clayface, Hush, Ra's al Ghul. You need to have some of these characters in there to support Joker, or to support the cause that Batman is trying to do, so you can see it from not only from one character's perspective, but you can see it from others as well, but also make them darker, more level-headed. We've obviously had Penguin and Riddler. Riddler was very different. I don't know if I still appreciated it, but it was different at the end of the day. But overexposure could also reduce Joker's impact, making him feel unpredictable rather than terrifying. So, what if the Joker, Arthur Fleck, was a part of the Batman franchise? The result would be a darker, more psychological, and more personal Batman universe. One where victory feels temporary and every choice carries consequences. The Joker may be Batman's greatest enemy, but perhaps the reason he works so well is because Gotham still has countless other stories left to tell. Don't rely on Joker. Use his character to basically sponge off other people, but make him a serious villain. The Joker already plays a major role in Batman's mythology and his story, but a franchise built even more heavily around him would transform Gotham into a city defined by chaos, fear, and psychological conflict. And Batman's journey would become less about fighting crime and more about preserving his values against a force that was designed to destroy him. But there you have it. What do you think if Arthur Fleck's Joaquin Phoenix Joker joined the Batman franchise? But that's the end of today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on this very channel. But I hope you have an amazing day as always, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye bye. Yeah.